G'day, this is Captain Noob and this is the custom Remington 1875. This is a standalone revolver weapon with limited yet interesting customization, and it also has custom sounds, and we are using 44 Magnum animations with War Daddy replacers, so it should feel nice and fresh from that. Now, getting into the attachments, there's not a lot going on, but going into the receivers, we've got the corroded steel receiver here, which adds fire damage to your projectiles, but unfortunately for this one, as cool as it sounds, it's actually terrible to use because, for one, the projectiles aren't hit scanned, so as soon as you pull the trigger, it's not going to go straight to its target, like most ballistic weapons in Fallout 4. There's a little bit of travel time, so if I hip fire this thing, perceptive viewers might notice it's taking a while for the bullet to actually get there, which is no good. So what I'm opting to do here is grab the highest damage hit scan receiver, which is admittedly this one, which has better damage anyway, so apart from having the coolest effect of having fire damage, this receiver is actually pretty terrible. Also, it's inaccurate and has extreme recoil, which is not great, so unfortunately not much use can be made out of that one. Although this scorch grip is actually kind of good, although it doesn't really go with the whole look and feel of the clean revolver alone, it actually adds a little bit of damage, but decreases your accuracy slightly. If you wanted to increase your accuracy a little bit, you could go for the walnut grip, which is pretty good. Something for sharpshooters, although you can't add scopes on this, which is unfortunate, but makes sense. And not really much is going on with that, so I think we'll just leave the scorch grip on. We're going to be engaging targets at a short range anyway, so I don't think that accuracy penalty is going to hurt us too much. And there's a legendary effect if we need it. Now, despite being a revolver, it's only doing 178 damage, which is not great. I'm not really familiar with how much damage revolvers do, but I'm going to pull up some 44 Magnums and maybe some Western revolvers just to see if we can get a good comparison going. Righto, so now I've got a 44 Magnum of the advanced variety and also an advanced Western revolver, just to give us a comparison on the damage on this. So right now we're sitting at 178 with the custom Remington 1875. Moving over to the 44 Magnum, we can see 253, so that's a huge difference there, and it gets even worse when you look at a Western revolver. So yeah, these weapons, I don't rate them too much in very hard difficulty. They certainly fall behind any of the suppressed weapons, and yeah, we're going to be struggling quite a lot with only 187 damage to our name. So what we're going to do, we're going to chuck on some legendary effects here, just to even the odds a little bit, and also making every shot count. We're going to chuck the lucky effect on, and we're going to go for a little bit of crit spammery. Okay, let's shoot people. Righto, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza with our lucky Remington revolver, and looks very, very shiny indeed, which is nice. That's what it looks like in third person. It's a nice big iron, I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing from New Vegas. And yeah, that's what the sights look like, and a little bit crooked, but I feel like that's not going to be too detrimental to us. They're close enough, right?
Hey.
See what I mean by needing a legendary effect on this? So that's what the sound's like, and that's what the reload animation's like. It's pretty good, right? Anyways, since this one decided to go the knuckle, I'm gonna just go ahead and hit them in the face. 343 for a crit is not great. I think we get a higher base damage out of our... Oh, we can't even one-shot a basic gunner. Okay, damage is not this thing's strong suit, is it? Now, I could be cheap and just lower the difficulty, which I'm kind of tempted to do because this is ridiculous, but I'm going to persevere through it, just see how we go. I don't think it'll get too much better, though. Perhaps if it's a little bit better on its VAT AP efficiency, yeah, it's alright, nothing too crazy. Is that a Scar H you have on you? It is a Scar L, in fact. Close enough. We'll just get some wall hacks going on there. Actually, no, I'm going to cancel that. 145 damage for a crit is not enough to justify even pulling the crit in the first place. Okay, we've cleared this place out. Don't need to worry about those. And if we can't one-shot these turrets, we're in a lot of trouble. And if we can't even two-shot the turrets, we're in a world of hurt. Okay, we two-shotted that one, but still. This is going to take a while. This thing's damage needs to be tweaked. This is a relatively old mod too, so I'm guessing that is why the damage values aren't really that great. When modding first came around to Fallout 4, all the normies probably would have thought, hey, cool weapon mod, there's something new, and not really thought about how this weapon actually performs. See, I'm a little bit of an elitist when it comes to this. If the weapon can't do better than weapons that are already in the vanilla game, it loses a lot of appeal to me. Speaking of appeal, I find Fallout 76 appealing. I tried the beta out, I loaded it in, I tweaked down the graphics settings so my puny little GTX 960M could handle it, and it only barely did. I had to go to 720p resolution, no shadows, or absolutely the lowest they could go. There was a lot of screen blur. Like, I couldn't see 50 meters in front of me. I felt like that my Vault Dweller, or whatever you call your protagonist, needed some glasses and didn't have them. So, you know, that's a little bit of an annoyance, but that's okay. I'm getting a new computer. You know what I'm getting? A Titan. A big old MSI Titan, because I still like gaming laptops. The future is now, old man. Okay. Let's get some gun through action happening here, because we've got many crits to do, and getting free crits is a good way to, you know, keep the damage rolling. Although we've got a full bar right now, which is interesting. Oh, we've actually one-shotted something. That was a sneak attack crit with a turret though, so it's kind of a given. Ah, yes, gore. It's felt strange shooting people's arms off in Fallout 76, so you can't turn off gore in that as far as I know. Don't worry about that person shooting you, that they won't do any damage. You've got a big old defense from VATS and all that. Ooh, that's a Beretta gun right there. Ah, we have seemed to be finished with our VATS run, which is not ideal because we've still got people shooting at us. I should probably go for the target that actually has a firearm, yes. Target prioritization kind of needs to be a thing that I work on, because in Fallout 76 I don't play as some Mary Sue superhero. I'm actually playing as someone who can actually die if they get shot a lot. We'll pop a quick reload here whilst our AP regens. You know, the best part of it, the most memorable part of it, is when I got killed by one of the first pack of doggos that you encounter in that game, just because I was clunky and kept fucking up the controls. I was like, okay, this is how it's gonna be. I expected that to set the tone for the entire... Oh, we got a collat there, nice. But yeah, I expected that to set the tone for the entire beta experience, but you know what, I sort of got to grips with it. Oh man, I could really use a relentless effect right now. Ah, we got Grim Reaper Sprint, perfect. That was good. Maybe I should have said a Grim Reaper Sprint, it would have sounded more switched on. Also, Captain Bridget hasn't shown up yet, and I kind of need crits to get her dead, so... yeah, we're just gonna have to go for as much... Ah, speak of the devil, there she is. Okay, we've got one crit. Two now. About half of her health is dead. She's gonna probably pop a stim pack there. I'm going around the corner so I don't get shot, because she's got a mean, nasty gun on her. Yep, looks like she's done some sort of stim pack. She's reloading right now, so hopefully we can get some more shots on her when she's doing that. 10mm pistol animations, also by War Daddy. It looks great in first person, even when an NPC is reloading them. Just gotta wait for those APs to show up, and then it is time to go once again. We did take one shot there, so we're definitely going to lose ourselves 50 hit points, but that's okay. Okay, we got him, and also taking that off, because if any other NPC grabs that, then we're pretty much fucked. Okay, that one is a legendary, so we'll just use the crits as they come for her. This is probably the least crit to damage ratio I've ever had a weapon do. Although I haven't gone crit spamming with a lucky basic pipe gun yet. Maybe I could. I still haven't risen above the pipe weaponry in Fallout 76, was kind of depressing. I'm expecting to see some sort of combat rifle soon. Tell you what though, I found a cool legendary, not a legendary, but I guess a tricked out hunting shotgun, the pump action ones. They're pretty cool, and they actually got the reload right. I don't know what kind of scripting they needed for that, but if you could easily pinch that and port it over to Fallout 4's lever action rifles, if anyone cares at this point, then yeah, we can probably have that same reload thing where it actually reloads one at a time as you chuck in the shells. I haven't actually seen and tried to cancel out the reload by shooting at something like you could do in Fallout New Vegas, but that's something interesting. Also, sleeping is funky too. That's one of the things I didn't know how it'd work. When you do decide to sleep, you just sit there, you watch your character, they're just sitting on the bed sleeping, and you slowly regenerate health, which is actually kind of nice. And then if you sleep for a certain amount of time, you get the well-rested bonus, which will give you a little bit of bonus XP. Also, I think we've gone into nerd rage at this point, so if we could just activate that after the reload, not quite. Sometimes we're at the game's mercy of when that decides to activate. The response rate, however, is a lot faster on PC than it was on console. Holy shit, we're gonna die.
Good riddance.
This weapon sucks. Okay, for comparison's sake, here's a Western revolver, no lucky legendary effect attached to it, but still. Kablooms! I did 652 damage on him. Ooh, that's a vector on you. Notice how this thing hits a lot harder and also is more satisfying to shoot. Stop that. There we go. Yeah, okay, I think you get the idea. This custom Remington thing, it's not great. In fact, I'd say it's a kind of a piece of shit, but it looks good, which I guess is what matters, I suppose. So I think I'm gonna leave this here. And as for the gun, I'm gonna find the nearest trash can. Screw it, those things might as well be trash. And there we go. Let's get out of here and forget this ever happened. Thank you for watching, guys.